Hello there my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to talk a little bit about fragrances that are non-hyped. People don't really talk about these fragrances, at least not right now. And these fragrances actually give me a lot of positive reactions and compliments, if you would like that instead. So I'm going to recommend some fragrances that you might not have tried because they're not so popular. Some people choose other fragrances in the same category or even the same brand. But if you want something different, you might enjoy this video. So let's start with the first one. And this one, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, I can't really imagine that a lot of people have tried this fragrance, or maybe you have if you're a connoisseur. This is from the very nice and established French perfume house Caron, and this is called Ibra De Liberte. And this one I only have in a sample. I ordered this like a sample pack of a lot of their fragrances, and this one is a very fresh fragrance, and it reminds me a lot of Artisan Pure. But this one, it's like an Artisan Pure mixed with a little bit of Roya Elysium, mixed with a little bit of CK1. So it has a little bit floral aspects, a little bit citrus, and it's a nice combination, and it doesn't smell generic at all. I think this is a very underrated fragrance brand. Caron is very nice, I think. It's very underappreciated, and a lot of people are just looking to specific designer fragrances, but this is a clean and good French fragrance house. Look it up if you want, of course, if you want. So that's the first one that is pretty non-hyped, that I really enjoy, in my personal opinion. So if you want a fresh summer fragrance for next year, maybe you're gonna check that out now, because I think there's always better prices if it's the off season. Anyways, we move on to the next one, and this is of course a version of the classic Le Male from Jean Paul Gaultier, and this is called Bondage Homme. This is a very inexpensive version of Le Male. The difference between this and the current formulation of Le Male from Jean Paul Gaultier is that it reminds me of the old, little bit more earthy, dirtier version of Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. And this one smells very similar to that one. So if you are a fan of the original Le Male DNA and you don't really think that the current formulation holds up to your standards, and maybe you want a little bit more earthy, deep, darker version, try this one. It sits a long time on your skin, super long lasting to a very low price. Spray this on your clothes as well if you have a lady over, and she will smell it the day after, and she will be very attracted to you, I think. The third one is one of my favorite summer fragrances. And this one is from the niche French perfume house M. Micallef, and this is called Usaidu. I think this one is one of the best fresh, clean summer fragrances out there. It doesn't really matter if you are a woman or a man. If you want a very nice citrus floral fragrance with a niche touch and niche longevity, I don't know if there's something that's called niche longevity, but it holds up much better and it projects better than your typical summer fragrance from a lot of designer brands. So if you have a little bit extra money over and you want a great, little bit more unique summer fragrance that is not so hyped, and you're tired of all these hype fragrances, try Usaidu at least, because it smells like a sunset. It smells like a sunset. You have a lemonade in your hand, you're sitting and watching the sun go down. It's a little breeze, you're sitting outside, you have the trees around you, the bushes, and also, the atmosphere is so nice, the vibe is so nice. And you have some fruits maybe at the table. It smells very good. The next fragrance is a very cheap fragrance, and I haven't tried it before I got it, because this is super underrated, I think. I mean, it's for the price you get, it's pretty good longevity, and this is CK, Calvin Klein, Into You. I couldn't really imagine that this would be so appreciated from a lot of women, at least. I use this a lot when I have been working out, and when I'm just gonna be home, I just try something that I don't grab so often. Then I use this fragrance, and it is a developing fragrance to that point that it doesn't smell fresh and clean all the way through, When you first spray it, it smells very similar to your typical body spray from Axe or from Adidas or Nivea or whatever you like, you know. And then it dries down a little bit more to a spicy type of fragrance, but still has that little bit of sharp and fresh edge to it. And this is because it's so easy to wear, easy on the nose, I think that's why a lot of women, especially young women, really like this fragrance. Because it's non-complicated, very mass appealing, mass pleasing fragrance with a masculine touch. But a little bit of cinnamon, I think there is some cinnamon and spices in the base that makes it hold up a little bit better in the dry down. So that's another fragrance. And the next fragrance is from Aventus, and this is Artisan, the classic. And of course it's overshadowed by the Artisan Pure. The difference between this one and Artisan Pure is that this has a little bit more like an orange clementine note in the top, and it smells a lot of ginger. I think there's a ginger in the base, but I think through the whole fragrance you smell a lot of ginger and musk in the dry down when it sits on your skin. It's a similar performance to the Artisan Pure, but I think sometimes I like this even more, actually. So if you find this on heavy discount and the Artisan Pure, the very popular fragrance, is too high of a price, just buy this one. I think this, you get similar latest reaction with this one, and you get similar performance, and this is even better, I think, in the really high heat. It's super fresh, super clean, and it's not so floral as the original Artisan Pure, but it has some floral nuances. But it's not so like 50-50 floral citrus. This is more, to my nose, citrus, ginger and musk. That's what this is based on, in my opinion. So this is a great one as well. The next one is a Creed Aventus clone that of course gets shadowed by Club de Nuit Intense Man, and this is from Al Haramain, L'Aventur Intense. And this is a very long-lasting fragrance that sits on my skin for 12 hours, if I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't smell so pleasant just in the opening, because I don't really know why. But when it's dried down on your skin for a while, you can smell it like a couple of hours later. You get a whiff of this fragrance, and it smells very similar to Creed Aventus, much more similar than Club de Nuit Intense Man. So if you think that Club de Nuit Intense Man, the original Eau de Toilette, is a little bit too harsh for your nose, or a little bit too synthetic, try this one, because this is a very good alternative, especially in the dry down when it sits on your skin. Super long lasting. It is really an intense version, like they say here on the bottle, so you won't get fooled by the performance or the projection. Another one is a fragrance that is not so hyped anymore, but was hyped a couple of years back. That's why I bought it, actually, but nowadays nobody talks about this. Maybe because it's not so cool, you know, it's very simple, very linear type of fragrance, and I'm talking about Jaguar Pace. This oldie but goldie. I think this was the first fragrance I did a fragrance review of, the first one when I started my channel. And this is a shower gel peppery fragrance. So if you really love Nivea shower gel, if you really love like the Axe body sprays, and you want a compliment, maybe you have a body spray in your workout bag or something like that, so you spray that after you have taken a shower, and then you want to amplify the smell a little bit, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on fragrances, maybe you just want a fresh shower gel fragrance, and then I would really recommend this one, because this is simple, it's masculine, it's black pepper, it's a little bit citrus and blue notes as well. Great fragrance to a very low price. Jaguar Pace. And next one, talking about body sprays and stuff like that, a fragrance that I rarely use, or not a fragrance, but it's a body spray, and it smells really amazing. And this one you can combine. You can combine this one with a lot of fragrances, a lot of designer fragrances. I'm gonna tell you which. This is Axe Dark Temptation. This is a very good complement to typical winter fragrances. You can combine this one, because this has dark chocolate in this one. So you can combine this very good with, for example, Valentino Uomo, that has dark chocolate and hazelnut. Very good to combine if you want to have something under your arms, for example. You can also combine this one with, I'm gonna think a little bit, which one? Spice Bomb is okay, Spice Bomb is very okay. And also a lot of other chocolate fragrances. I can't can't think about the other chocolate fragrances in my head, but you know, like Asaro, Most Wanted, Wanted by Night, stuff like that. A little bit more spicy, heavy, darker fragrances. When I combine it with this one, it feels like I'm projecting better, I don't really know. But this one is not so cool in the fragrance community. But as you guys know, I don't really care what's cool or not. And the last one, my ladies and gentlemen, was a big hit when this was released, and I think it's a very big hit even to this day, but it doesn't get so talked about anymore. But this is a fantastic fragrance from YSL. It's not hyped anymore. I don't see a lot of reviewers talk about this one. And if you haven't tried this in a while and you feel like you want to go back to that type of era, 2006, 2007 maybe, try this one, and I think you will find this very alluring and very attractive, because I don't think this smells like a lot of fragrances out there. I haven't smelled a DNA that is similar to this one in a long time. Even clones and stuff like that. I don't know if they have cloned this. Let me know in the comments if they have cloned this fragrance in a good way. But I think this is the original, and in my opinion, the original is always best. I don't really mess with a lot of flankers in general. I think that the first fragrance is generally the best release, but that's just my opinion. So YSL L'Homme has a place in my heart, even though it's non-hyped. It's not hyped today. So that was some fragrances that is not hyped. I hope you enjoy this little list, and hope you get some recommendation to new fragrances to try out that is not so talked about in the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time.